Ah, yes, Lord. Hold on, let me make sure we live. All right, we on. So today, man, not even today. Shit, it's been a while. It's just been on my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's just really talk about men's mental health. You know what I'm saying? During the whole pregnancy stage. You know, a lot of times, us as men, you know, we're always told, like, you remember when that one chick told LeBron shut up and dribble? Shit, that's how men get treated. You know what I'm saying? Shut up with your, you know what I'm saying, how you feeling and your emotions, man. You know, a little backstory, man, like, I recently quit smoking weed. I've been smoking weed for 20 plus years. And shit, my lady got pregnant and I quit smoking weed. You know, it's been tough, but you know what I'm saying? It's allowed me to feel some things and even understand, like, I even started that habit to numb, you know what I'm saying, my feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because as a man, it's not valid to always have those, you know? So I wanted to do this live stream, you know what I'm saying, just breaking the silence on fathers and their mental health during and after pregnancy. You know, I came across a crazy ass article, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to share it with the world. And that's the reason for me going live, man. Like, I just feel like I just need to share it with the world. I've been having dreams and everything about it. You know what I'm saying? All thanks to the Great Spirit, you know what I'm saying, for allowing me to see through dreams. You know what I'm saying? And really cutting back on the weed has helped me, you know, see my dreams. So without further ado, I'm going to get to it. You know what I'm saying? So I came through and in this study, they were focusing on fathers who were at least 18 years old and had experienced poor mental health either during or after their partner's pregnancy within the last decade. Now, this happened in 2021. They screened potential participants based on the criteria and found that 45 fathers initially 45 fathers signed up for this study and 29 of them participated. That right there says a lot. The mental health challenges they disclosed included depression, anxiety, stress, borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Out of those participants, 11, 38%, received formal diagnosis for their mental health issues. So the rest, the placebo group, 62% was self-diagnosed. And in this group, they all faced a range of mental health challenges such as depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder. Some struggled before their partner's pregnancy, that was 17%. During the pregnancy, they struggled to 28%. And after childbirth, it jumped up to 55%. That's over half of the group. That's over half of the group. The recovery varied with the symptoms lasting from a short time to over a year. The participant had different levels of understanding about their mental health. The challenges in relationship, lifestyle, and coping with pregnancy and the new parenthood all impacted their mental well-being. Those who had previous mental health issues were more aware of symptoms, while others needed information on recognizing signs of distress. Through thematic analysis, not for the slow people like myself, Thematic analysis involves identifying patterns and themes within qualitative data, helping gain deeper understanding of the information provided. So they identified three main themes during this study. The factors influencing the mental health, including expectations, unmet expectations, lack of support, importance of mothers, and relationship stability. Consequences of poor mental health with changes in behavior and ambivalent emotions, and solutions to improve mental health, covering both external and personal factors. To recruit these participants, they use social media like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, targeting fathers who have faced mental health issues during the prenatal period. They specifically reached out to mental health support groups for fathers. Interested individuals were directed to a link where they could learn more about the study and answer screening questions. Only those who indicated experienced poor postnatal mental health were allowed to proceed. All participants were adult fathers living in the UK, were married, cohabiting, or single at the time of the study. Now, like I said, they reached 45 people signed up, but only 29 of them went through with it. It's crazy numbers, man. They designed qualitative questionnaire with 12 questions guiding the experts in fathers' mental health, including leading campaigners like Mark Williams. This questionnaire covered various aspects of participants' mental health history, status during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, as well as diagnosis, support received, and changes in relationship. They distributed the questionnaire online through a software while ensuring anonymity and providing support resources to the participants. Shit. They identified themes and sub-themes for the initial codes, merging some patterns to form border themes. To ensure reliability, a random subset of the data was independently coded by a second reviewer. While qualitative research often emphasizes interpretation, they felt asserting inter-rater reliability was crucial in the context. So without that, I'm gonna get to the article. You feel me? So the name of this article is called "What Kind of Man Gets Depressed After Having a Baby? Fathers' Experiences of Mental Health During the Prenatal Period." So becoming a father is an extremely important life event for a man. Fathers can experience new emotions, feelings, and changes initiated by the transition into parenthood. While there is a relative abundance of research focusing on maternal mental health, data on fathers is still limited by comparison. A systematic review of 18 studies confirmed increased paternal stress in the prenatal period, especially around the time of birth. The increase in stress had an impact on other mental health problems for those fathers. Estimates of paternal mental health problems differ depending on the characteristics of the sample and the method of measurement. Some evidence shows that fathers can struggle with mental health problems before, during, and after pregnancy. A meta-analysis of 43 studies suggested 10.4% of new fathers experience depression compared to 4.8% of men from the general population. Bro, that's 1 out of 10 men in the study. So then we just saying 4% of the general population. That ain't even half of one of men. You know what I'm saying? That even knows about this. They don't even know what they feeling. You know what I'm saying? But you just still told to suck it up. Get your emotions out of it. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy. Paternal postpartum depression is prevalent in 4 to 25% of fathers during the first 12 months after birth. But due to a lack of awareness and recognition of symptoms, prevalence is likely underreported. Estimated rates of depression range from 24 to 50% for men with partners who experience maternal postpartum depression in the 12 months after birth. However, during their partner's pregnancy, only 3.2% of 2,000 fathers reported seeking help for depressive symptoms, in comparison to 13.6% of women. In recent decades, men have been taking a more active role in childbirth. The presence of fathers at the birth has increased within the last few decades, with around 98% now reported attending their child's birth. A father's involvement can have a positive effect on the maternal well-being and coping abilities, pregnancy outcomes, parental roles, and the child's continued physical, mental, behavioral, societal, and emotional development. However, healthcare providers have traditionally overlooked men's mental health during the transition to parenthood. Other research confirms that fathers perceive a lack of desired support for their mental health from healthcare professionals. Healthcare systems such as the UK National Health Service have primarily focused on service provision on maternal mental health and well-being during the woman's transition into parenthood. Our recent research has confirmed that fathers feel their mental health is overlooked by prenatal health professionals. Research suggests receiving appropriate support from healthcare professionals during these critical periods reduce fathers' risk of psychological distress. However, during childbirth, many fathers have reported being ignored by healthcare professionals and feeling invisible, uninvited, and uncomfortable. Focusing on the data from 2013, it reports that less than 1 in 5 nurses offer any type of support to fathers during the prenatal period. Bruh, nobody asked me a question while I was there for both of my kids. Nobody said nothing to me. It's just be there for her. God forbid the fathers who have to go through their child having an issue. Fathers who had lost a baby, I just said it. Fathers who had lost a baby felt that they were simply seen as there to support the mother rather than being treated as the father with their own needs. A recent review examined 46 studies focusing on fathers who had experienced the loss of their child in pregnancy or at birth. Fathers in these studies consistently reported poor understanding and support following such a loss. These findings reinforce the notion that the impact of parenthood on fathers is largely overlooked. Gender-specific factors relating to support seeking have been identified. Better mental health literacy is strongly associated with more help-seeking behavior. Men typically have poorer mental health literacy than women. Fathers are more likely to hide mental health issues during pregnancy and prenatal period because of societal pressure to support their family emotionally and financially. Men typically do not expect any support for themselves during antenatal classes, perceiving their role as to support the mother. Further, during the prenatal period, fathers report being unaware of how or where to seek mental health support. If fathers do not anticipate receiving support, they are less likely to know support exists and unlikely to initiate their own support seeking regarding their mental health. The reported lack of support and barriers to support seeking, combined with the sense of feeling excluded by healthcare professionals, have caused fathers to experience conflict between the expectations and realities of fatherhood during the prenatal period. Fathers expect to have a primary role during pregnancy and birth, but lack awareness and confidence regarding how to involve themselves. Come on, man. This is influenced by the lack of information and support fathers are provided with to help. I'm sorry, let me start over. This is influenced by the lack of information and support fathers are provided with to help guide them through the transition into parenthood, leaving them with challenging realities, where interventions are developed to fathers' mental health. It is not always clear how well fathers will engage in those services. Recent research from Australia identifies several factors that help identify barriers that may prevent fathers from anticipating in support programs. The authors concluded that the more attention is needed to encourage motivation and make these services more accessible. It is also important to consider the impact of poor mental health on fathers in the prenatal period. Suicide rates are higher in men than women, possibly due to reduced support seeking. The most common cause of death in males aged under 50 is suicide. And men who experience symptoms similar to those of postnatal depression are 47 times more likely to be at suicide risk. Fathers' poor postnatal mental health also significantly impacts the family, especially the infant, being related to greater risk of child behavior problems at 3.5 years and conduct problems at 7 years. Research that focuses on the support fathers feel that they receive for their own mental health is therefore needed. Some regional UK charities that already support mothers also now have support groups for fathers, but this is rare. The research aimed to explore fathers' perception of the support they receive for mental health problems during the prenatal period. A more in-depth understanding of fathers' experiences mean barriers to support seeking for mental health problems can be identified, leading potentially to suggestions of possible ways to break down those barriers and offer improved support. Come on, man. I just read it right there. There is lack of help for men. Even during the whole process, nobody checks for you. You're invisible. But you're still expected to carry on and be the backbone of the family. It's crazy because it's this one saying, it's like, nobody ever asked the lion, is the lion okay? Lion fucked up. Hurting. Guess what? You keep going. Fathers were included in the study if they were at least 18 years old. I told y'all that. Results. Told y'all that. Alright, here we go. These are the factors influencing fathers' mental health. Unmet expectations. The realities of pregnancy and the postpartum period differ significantly from the participants' expectations. One participant described fatherhood as not just changing nappies and night feeds. The gap between expectation and reality caused him to believe he was failing as a father and as a husband. I went from being able to try and be super dad for my first son, not to feeling like I could do anything for either of the boys. Another expected father to be a positive time, but found that coping with the new baby left him wondering whether he would ever have a happy time. He said, I'll be sad the rest of my life. That's crazy. Participants said they would advise future fathers on the realistic expectations of becoming a father and encourage men to research what parenthood entails, as it's harder than you could possibly imagine. The lack of support for fathers' mental health. 15 participants, some of whom did not receive diagnosis of mental illness, claimed that they were not offered any support from mental health care professionals, explicitly for mental health. During the prenatal period, this referred to potential as well as actual mental health problems. They expressed the view that healthcare professionals were unconcerned about fathers' mental health, and support is only offered once. You try to harm yourself. Support is only offered once you try to harm yourself or have a breakdown. For example, one participant who witnessed his partner's complicated birth of their premature son wasn't offered any help or support to cope with the traumatic event. Lack of support aimed at preventing mental health problems left participants feeling uncertain and lacked confidence in their role as a father. I didn't know how things would turn out. Difficulty being male in a female environment. Many participants experienced difficulties being male in a female-focused environment, which affected their sense of masculinity, leading them to question their role as a man. One participant claimed he felt like a failure, not a true man. One father asked, "What sort of man gets depressed after they've had a baby?" and described feeling lots of shame as a result of his mental health diagnosis. 9 participants described the lack of support they received in comparison to the support their partners received. My wife had plenty of support. Their focus is solely on mothers. One participant reported feeling overshadowed by the support his partner received. Everyone seemed to be there for her. The midwives in the hospital barely speak to the father. One midwife offered me a coffee, but that was literally it. Fathers are pretty much ignored throughout the process. One participant reported receiving information on how to support his partner when she developed postnatal mental health problems, but no information about how to seek support for himself. Looking back, the institutions, family, and myself focused on how I would support my wife, and the emphasis was on me staying strong. Shut up and dribble. During their engagement with these services, participants were unclear regarding their role and felt there was an expectation from healthcare providers that they should support their partners. Stability of relationship with partner. 19 of those participants said their perceived or actual mental health problems negatively affected their relationship with their partner during the prenatal period. The relationship difficulties developed from the rapid changes parents experience preparing for and or welcoming a new baby into their lives, including difficulties associated with adapting to the new routine. The relationship was much more strained after the birth due to the pressures relating to lack of sleep and exhaustion. Participants reported breakdown in communication, increased arguments, and spending less time with their partners. All participants agreed the importance of trying to maintain a stable relationship with their partner during the prenatal period for the benefit of their partner and the baby's well-being. Rest and spend as much quality time as you can with your partner before the birth. Do all you can to reduce work commitments. And it's crazy because you will still be told that you're not doing enough. Stability of relationship with partner. Poor paternal mental health was a significant factor contributing to the relationship difficulties. For example, one participant reported being signed off of work for his mental health diagnosis, which in turn caused problems with establishing a new routine with the baby and impacted his mental health further. My wife couldn't establish a routine with the new baby, which compounded my depression as I felt like I was just failing with fatherhood, not just with fatherhood, but with husbandhood. Only 4 participants who developed support system with their partners described their perceived mental health problems as having a positive impact on their relationship. Very supportive, she encouraged me to open up. Changes in behavior and personality. Changes in their behavior and personality created challenges for participants throughout the prenatal period. They reported a lack of control over situations, experiencing feelings of failure, lack of confidence, and low self-esteem. I struggled with anxiety and intrusive thoughts. After the birth, this got significantly worse to the point I couldn't leave my bedroom. It severely impacted the relationship with my partner, and I missed out on the opportunity to bond with my baby. A significant challenge for participants was their perceived ability to be a parent, with many focusing on their limitations rather than their successes. It perceived mental health problems reduced my ability to deal with situations that would have otherwise been manageable. The perceived inability to be a good parent caused a fragmentation in the relationship and their ability to bond with their child. It affected my bond with my daughter, which I sadly still feel now. I don't feel the same feelings towards her as I do my first child, which makes me sad. Participants felt their behavior and personality changes contributed to relationship problems due to expressing new and heightened emotions, which were absent prior to pregnancy. Changes in behavior led to arguments, a feeling of resentment on my part as there seemed to be nothing but worry and angst at what I was hoping was going to be a joyous time. This consequently impacted how they perceived their mental health problems further. I cried for the first time ever, just burst into tears, feeling I wasn't enough. These is real quotes from men in this study. An overwhelming feeling of low mood and uncertainty was common during the prenatal period. All participants recalled feelings of doubt and stress, which triggered either diagnosed episodes of depression or perceptions of low mood. After the birth, it would have been nice if I would have been referred to a specialist, mental health care provider, to thoughts of self-harm. My partner supported me as much as possible, but obviously her priority was our son. I felt scared that she would leave. Obviously, the stress and anxiety exacerbated things. I went from being pretty active to spending 22 hours a day in bed. These episodes resulted in 3 participants experiencing suicidal thoughts. It was a crisis point where OCD was making me suicidal. It's crazy, man. Solutions to improve father's mental health. Participants suggested a variety of potential helpful support mechanisms for understanding and dealing with potential mental health problems. These range from healthcare professionals asking how dad is and acknowledging that dad, was there, through to practical behavior situational, postnatal classes and workshops, and practical help with keeping home running. Several participants suggested longer paternity leave could provide men additional time to adjust. But man, like, this article gives a lot of insight to how men self-sabotage themselves. You know what I'm saying? Self-sabotage. How many times you done heard of, you know what I'm saying, your old lady, you know what I'm saying, pregnant or whatever, and you gone and fucking on another chick. You feel me? You met this chick at the, you know what I'm saying, somewhere, and all she doing is complimenting you. You know what I'm saying? You self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Look at the news. How many people they flashed out and they harm their kids and harm they, you know what I'm saying, significant other. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with somebody and they was saying like, you know, yo, I hope they suffer in hell, and I had to rebuttal like, man, what if that person was already in hell? What if hell was just a mind state? You know what I'm saying? What if it's a mind state? You know? Where the help at? You know what I'm saying? You can sit here and be tough guy all you want, but shit, it do feel nice for somebody to say, hey man, you good? Like, and really mean that shit. Really mean that shit. Not nobody giving you that macho man. Oh, suck it up. You know what I'm saying? What you doing, crying, nigga? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. So I'm gonna leave with a couple more notes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just had to get this out there, man. And even if it don't get no views, you know what I'm saying? It feel good to get it out into the universe. You know what I'm saying? And just to let other men know that you ain't the only one, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We going through it. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't a knock on women or nothing like that. But bro, we human. And everybody emotions and feelings, you know what I'm saying, need to be valid. They valid. They valid, bro. Your heart beating. The creator put you down here for a reason. To experience things. But if those experiences don't get validated by the people you love, if you can't be vulnerable in your own house, you know, what is it? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Many fathers felt their own mental health perceptions were shaped by how they thought healthcare professionals viewed them. Most were unaware that fathers could face prenatal mental health problems, leading to doubts about their own experiences' validity. This lack of awareness from healthcare providers reduced fathers' confidence in seeking help. Some felt their masculinity was questioned, contributing to the stigma surrounding men's mental health issues. Fathers often felt overlooked by healthcare professionals, particularly in the environments focused on mothers. This lack of recognition made them hesitant to seek support, further exacerbating their mental health challenges. They suggested a need for father-specific support, such as dedicated antenatal classes to address these issues. Expectations, mismatches, and lack of support during the prenatal period led to feelings of isolation and anxiety among fathers. They reported strained relationships and difficulty bonding with their children, highlighting the importance of addressing fathers' mental health for the family's well-being. While this study sheds light on fathers' mental health perceptions, it has limitations such as the small sample size and reliance of self-reported data. Because we don't talk. Shut up and take it. Who told you to have feelings? You can't even have feelings in your own house. You know what I'm saying? It's other fish to fry. You know what I'm saying? It's other fish to fry. Right? Shut up and dribble. Right? Nonetheless, it underscores the need for increased support and awareness of fathers' mental health during the prenatal period. In conclusion, fathers often face mental health challenges during this critical period, yet they receive insufficient support compared to mothers. Addressing this requires healthcare professionals' increased awareness and support for fathers' mental health. By recognizing and supporting fathers' mental health needs, we can improve overall family well-being and reduce the risk of mental health problems for both parents. Period. Because that baby needs the mother and the father to be in top mental health for them to be a good functioning being out here. We pass a lot of this trauma down to our kids. We pass a lot of this trauma down to our kids. You know? And like I said, I just wanted to get that out in the universe. It's out there. this my first video ever. I couldn't do nothing but go live with it because it just was on my heart. You know, I would like for, if you enjoyed this message, like and subscribe. I'm going to continue trying to get better. I'm going to continue trying to find different articles and just speak on how I feel, because I know I ain't the only one feeling like this, and maybe it's somebody that I don't even know, what I'm saying, that this message could bless. All my fumbling and bumbling around with the words, I hope it blesses somebody. I hope somebody find this, and you know what I'm saying, it puts it on their heart to get help, you know what I'm saying, and talk to their partner, and hopefully their partner can understand, like, yo, he got issues too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me take it a little easy on him. You know what I'm saying? Let me validate how he feel. You know what I'm saying? In the past couple decades, us as men, bro, like, we done stepped it up when it comes to this child, to being there for our kids, man. I really, like, I ain't spoke to a lot of my homies in a long time, but one thing I do know is they take care of their kids. That's one thing I do know. I really don't know too many men that don't do for their kids. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be there for their kids, or won't buck the fuck up for their kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just wanted to get that out there. You feel me? It's 12:35 here in Chicago. It's a rainy night, full moon. But yeah, man. Y'all stay safe, peace. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Great Spirit for putting this on my heart to get it out there. Y'all like, subscribe. I'm gonna keep coming with more content as I keep coming across it and as I keep living it. Experience life with me.